Hi, I'm Grant Spickelmeyer, the Executive Director of the International Wolf Center. Yeah, this is a traveling exhibit that was created by the International Wolf Center a while ago, and you are the second showing of the refurbished exhibit. We had a showing in Wisconsin last year, but this is the first one for 2021. And the purpose of this exhibit is to highlight the different subspecies and species of wolves that live in North America, and then really to talk about the relationship between wolves and wildlands and how important it is to protect wildlands to allow species like wolves and other wildlife to thrive. Well, you know, wolves are kind of a mysterious animal, and a lot of people have formed opinions about wolves without really getting to see them up close or really understand a little bit more about their real biology. So we think this exhibit helps to kind of pull back the curtain and let people see what real wolves are like, talks about how they live, how they eat, how they interrelate with people in the areas where they live. And I think helps people get a more realistic viewpoint of what wolves are. You know, one of the things we like to say about wolves is they're neither sinners nor saints, right? They aren't perfect. They do create conflict on occasion, but they're not evil either. And you know, I think this exhibit helps to demonstrate what real wolves are. Yeah, wild wolves are so important to the balance of our ecosystems, and we're learning more and more every year about how that works. You know, you've probably heard some of the stories of when wolves were reintroduced into Yellowstone National Park back in 1995, how there were all these cascading effects of how the wolves interacted with the coyotes in the park and with the elk in the park and the bison, and created all of these different chains of events of how the natural systems worked in Yellowstone. One of the really exciting things is we're doing a study in our own backyard here in Minnesota up in the Voyageurs National Park, where they're discovering how wolves that prey on beavers are impacting how wetlands form. And so there's just all this really interesting work and science being done out there that show how important large predators like wolves are to ecosystems. Well, the message of this exhibit is how important wild lands are to wolves. And wildlands is a term that you know, it conjures up pictures of things like Yellowstone National Park, right? Huge national parks where we protect all the animals that live in there and we don't allow any hunting or much human encroachment. And that is one definition of a wildland, but wildlands are so much more than that. Wildlands can be state lands, they can be tribal lands, they can be a local park that is allowed to go to have natural processes take place in it. It can even be private lands. A lot of private landowners are choosing to allow their lands to be managed in a way that allows for wildlife to live there in harmony with the people and their uses. So that's really what the message of this exhibit is about, is how are we going to choose to use our land, and are we going to find a way to allow wildlife like wolves to live in it with us? The International Wolf Center is a fabulous facility up in Ely, Minnesota, way up in northern Minnesota, right by the Boundary Waters canoe area, and right in the heart of Wolf Range. And we've been open since 1993 up there. We have a museum exhibit, we have an ambassador pack of wolves. We just brought in a new pup, Rika, who is about 4 months old and super cute. But the great thing about the Wolf Center is even if you can't get up to Ely, you can check out all the things we have to offer online at www.wolf.org. And we have webcams so you can watch our wolves. We have programs and webinars that you can learn all sorts of things about all the different wolf subspecies and species that you learn about here at the exhibit.